After months of waiting after launch, we finally get to play Firestorm. Something that I personally feel like should have been put into the game at the beginning in the launch phase of this game, because honestly, let's be honest, it's a really great game mode, but it's not so insane that you would really think that they needed that much time to put this into the game. Honestly, it shouldn't have been that complicated, I feel like, to put multiplayer together, get all the maps, the guns, the gameplay, all the good stuff going along with multiplayer, and at the same time bringing in Firestorm, because let's be honest, Call of Duty was able to do that with their game at launch. Even though how much I hate Black Ops 4, we can all actually admit that the game came with Blackout, multiplayer, and zombies all at launch. You could play them all when you wanted to. I think this should have actually came in launch when Battlefield 5 came out, but you know, it didn't. Came out months later. What can I do about it? What can I say about it? It doesn't really matter at this point. All I can do is actually tell you guys what I actually think about this new game mode that has finally come into Battlefield 5. So I want to start off with some of the negative things that I think about this game. And the first thing that is very, very obvious and should have probably been fixed like instantly before the game mode even came to us is how the loot drops. The loot is so clunky when you kill someone in this game. Now, when you're actually looting buildings in certain areas, it's not bad. You know, the loot's scattered enough that you can easily see what you need and easily know what to replace, okay? But when you kill someone in this game, they just spew their loot everywhere, and it's boxes on top of boxes with rockets shoved through the boxes and the armor hiding under all this stuff and meds kind of scattered throughout the whole scene. And trying to pick this up and look down and just concentrate on what you're trying to get is almost next to impossible. It actually is impossible. I lose loot inside of the loot sometimes. Literally, I might accidentally drop a weapon and it'll be gone forever. I will never see it again unless I decide to pick up all the loot and replace all my loot and then find my weapon and then drop all the others. No, I'm not going through all that nonsense. How does this happen? Honestly, every single team, it seems like they don't play their games. Whether it's Call of Duty, Battlefield, I mean, what's going on here? How could this come to us in this form? And I'm not trying to make this such big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. It's going to be fixed. I already acknowledged it. But seriously, do you play your game? I mean, if I was playing the game right there alone, how do you play that and think that's okay? Were you able to loot? Can you tell me you were able to get through all of that? I don't think so. That's a little crazy. Another thing that kind of bothers me when I play Battlefield 5 is the end screen. When you win a game of Battlefield 5. Now, I don't have anything recorded of it right now because all my wins, I got like 3 kills, so I just scrapped the footage because it really wasn't that exciting to watch. I should probably actually kept that for a sample, but still, regardless, it's just not dramatic at all. Let me just tell you that. First off, when you finally get the final kill in the game, it takes like a good 5 seconds for it to actually register that the game is over. And during this 5 seconds, nothing happens. No cool, well, I guess it's kind of some cool music leading into it, but it's nothing intense letting you know that you have finally won this battle royale. They definitely have to switch up the font that they use. They need to make it at least a little bigger, more noticeable, different colors besides white that blend into a lot of the environments. And instead of putting it at the bottom of the screen, they need to make it smack dab in the center of the screen. They need to let you know that you won that battle royale game. I like the fire background. I'm not gonna lie, when you exit the game and you have your full squad and it says you guys won, that's pretty cool. That's nice. But I'm just saying, when you actually finally win, instead of having that 5-second delay of nothing, there should probably be something that just makes it a little bit more rewarding. Another downside to this whole game mode is the fact that the map just isn't really that rememberable. Honestly, I can't even tell you any of the locations on this map if I were to right now. I really can't remember any of them. I just know some of the hot drops because they're right smack dab in the middle, but there's just nothing that awesome about each of these locations. Yes, some of them are pretty cool, but it just doesn't do it completely for me. Like how Call of Duty has all their signature maps in Blackout. You can go to firing range, you can go to Nuketown. It's so many different options in these places that you actually know in the map, which is pretty cool. But what this is kind of good for Battlefield to do is it gives them an opportunity. Instead of editing your map like Call of Duty and Fortnite does, it allows them to make different maps, so you have more options of maps to play throughout, like PUBG does. So it's not completely horrible, but it could use some more iconic locations, something that's more great and insane looking in the map to actually play on. But to start off the positive things about this, The map might not have that many amazing spots, but let me tell you, it's gorgeous. A Battle Royale game on the Frostbite engine is absolutely insane. It is beautiful. The world, that just how it works, how things will destroy around you and crumble, and the way that you can use your environment to your best advantage. And at first, I didn't want this game to follow the PUBG path. I thought that would be better if it made its own stand. Even though it did make its own stand, this is Battlefield, but it has hints of PUBG scattered throughout, especially with the pacing of the game at certain points, even though certain people can play aggressive at times. But I do notice that it is slower pace compared to Blackout. Another amazing thing about this game mode is the gunplay. Now at first, I was thinking this gunplay is going to be amazing because already in the core multiplayer experience, you have to lead your shots constantly. All the time you have to lead your shots. So I thought it would easily transfer into Firestorm. It wouldn't be that big of an issue because we're already used to playing it in multiplayer. Unlike Call of Duty Black Ops 4, where you go to, a regular multiplayer pub match and anything that you aim at and you shoot, the shot will go directly on it and you will get a hit marker instead of having to lead your shots like you have to do in Blackout. Those two things are really different and it's kind of hard to go back and forth, and I think that might be one of the things that I didn't really enjoy about Blackout. And I really wish they took the path that Firestorm took, because Firestorm is different from the Battlefield 5's multiplayer, because I swear on my life, the shots connect so much better in Firestorm, especially at long range. Compared to a long range shot in the core multiplayer, you would really have to lead that shot and, at least aim a little higher above the head. But in this, it's not too insane. It's nothing too crazy, and literally pretty much where you shoot is where it's going to land the majority of the time. I feel like Call of Duty should have did this. Why didn't they do this? I don't understand why they didn't take this path, because I really do like that feature in Firestorm, and it makes the action a little bit more rewarding when you feel like your shots are connecting with the enemies. And Blackout, I don't know. I just don't get that feeling. I don't enjoy it too much. It's whatever. They also added in some twists, which is really rare to see in any Battle Royale game. If you look at Blackout, Apex Legends, or Fortnite, I don't even know if Fortnite has anything like this. I barely even play that game, watch any videos on it. Let me know in the comment section if it does, but I definitely know about Apex and Blackout. There's no objectives in the game, and this game has objectives. You can go and actually capture domination points in the middle of a Battle Royale match in Firestorm, and when you capture these points, you get rewarded with some special loot. This is a brilliant idea because it actually does add conflict, and it gives people a reason to go and push some people or be more aggressive or get into fights, because it's a whole risk and reward type deal with this game. I like that. I really do enjoy that feature, and I do have to give them props for stepping out of the box, actually experimenting with something different instead of trying to take the traditional Battle Royale moves that every other company decides to go along with. It's refreshing, I guess I can say. It's very refreshing. Then the ring. The ring. It's fire. That's all I can say. It's literally fire, and I really have to give them props for stepping out of the box with this one as well. Every other zone and every single Battle Royale game is the same. It's almost like the same type of formula, just this see-through zone that comes and swarms you in, and some games it's different, like Blackout, you see things, not really see things, but just like weird little, I guess, numbers and other things floating around everywhere. It's not really that insane or annoying to deal with, you know what I'm saying? And then Apex Legends and Fortnite, you're just outside the zone, you're outside of the storm, yada yada, whatever. This is literally fire. This is a wall of fire that's burning down everything in its path. It interacts with the world, and that is mind-boggling to finally see. Like I said, of course, we're in the Frostbite engines, ladies and gentlemen. We are in the engine that is made for all of this destruction, and it's awesome to see that they actually use it with the zone as well. Not just the people and the rockets and the tanks and stuff rolling around blowing stuff up, but the zone. The zone destroys like that. The zone is also beautiful. It's really nice to look at points, but then, of course, you don't want to be looking at it, because when you get absorbed in it, first off, it's sick to be absorbed in it, because it's actually a cool experience of seeing everything burning around you, but you die very, very quickly. I enjoy this. It makes people actually push into the zone, push into different locations, and actually play the game instead of just, you know, swarming behind the actual zone itself, because you will probably get killed outside of there if you're not careful enough. Battlefield 5's Firestorm was actually the first Battle Royale game to actually ever put tanks in their game as well, and at first it felt intimidating to know that it's going to be a massive heavy armored vehicle rolling around on these fields along with me, and at first I thought it was going to be a little crazy, but with the amount of rockets you can actually carry and the amount of dynamite and everything that you can have in your bag, along with still being able to hold ammo and meds and all that stuff, it's not that hard to take down these tanks. And usually I think in a squad of 4, if you can't take it down alone, I mean, 4 of you are easily going to be able to take out a tank with no problem. I mean, solo, I'm able to take down tanks like it's nothing if you carry enough explosives. If you're not, you know, planning to carry explosives, then don't expect to take down tanks. Just in general, if you're playing solo, make sure you carry rockets and grenades, because you never know when it's going to be that person rolling up in a tank. And yes, you can outmaneuver them and stuff like that, but I just wouldn't risk it. Overall, I really do have to say this game is tons of fun. If you haven't tried it already and you do have Battlefield 5, maybe you uninstalled the game because you're angry with the progress of it or something like that, I would highly suggest reinstalling the game again and giving this game a try. There are a few other downsiders that I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, like how long it takes to get into a game. Like, it will literally put you in this pre-game lobby for a full 60 seconds, even when you have a full lobby going on. I think that should be cut down to 30. But I do think there's going to be Easter eggs included in that pre-game lobby. So maybe that's why the time is so long, because maybe it's giving you some time to actually complete those different objectives inside that warehouse, so you can do the Easter egg when you decide to land. But I mean, it's cool, I guess, but I still think it should be a little bit shorter because it takes a very long time to get into game, and that's what I think a lot of people are playing Firestorm for, is to, you know, play the game. But other than that, the game is very unique. It's cool. I mean, the amount of weapons that are in it are awesome. The World War II theme is pretty cool, even though I didn't really think that any Battle Royale theme was going to be placed in World War II, but hey, here we go. Here's one right here. And then, of course, the implementation of the vehicles that they have in this game, especially the tanks, that is pretty awesome. And like I said, at first I was a little nervous about it, but hey, it turned out pretty great. But at the end of the day, I feel like this video is going to be for a lot of the people who haven't purchased Battlefield yet. Is this enough to bring people into Battlefield and actually purchase their game? At $30, I would say yes. This game has more content at this point for a $30 game. Now you have multiplayer, a Battle Royale, and you have, I think you have some co-op missions as well, and also, you know, a campaign. So you got plenty of content for $30, but once they ask for the full $60 price, I still don't think it would be worth it. At that point, I really do think that Firestorm should have gone free to play, especially if it took them 3 months after the game to actually release this game mode. I don't think they needed that much time to put this Battle Royale game together. I just think they're really behind on the actual multiplayer feature of this game, so they needed more time to fix that up, which postponed the Battle Royale feature into this game. So I really think this game mode, it's really a banger for the people who have been grinding through Battlefield 5, like me. People who've been pushing through the lack of content and all this stuff just because you genuinely enjoy the experience. That's what this game mode is truly for, because now the people who've been waiting and just playing this game nonstop, and you know, we've witnessed so many things of just a lack of content out of this game, that we finally have something big, and this is good content. This is something that's going to keep a lot of us Battlefield players locked in and playing this game more. It's just sad that it didn't come with the release of the game. If it did, maybe this game would have probably sold some more copies. But like I said, at the $60 price range, I still would not buy this game. Just because of the Firestorm game mode. If they do that, this game mode needs to go free to play, because the game isn't there yet. Maybe down the road when they add a lot more maps and a lot more teams that you can play as the Americans, the Japanese, then yes, this game will be worth $60. But at this moment, I think the $30 price tag that they have on the game is perfect. I think it's a purchase. But if I had to give this game mode a rating, compared to all of the other Battle Royale games that are out there, like Apex Legends, Fortnite, and Blackout, I would have to say that Firestorm is sitting at a solid 7. This game is a blast to play. It's so much fun. The amount of action that's in each game between having to engage with tanks or engaging with other squads and people shooting down buildings that you might possibly be hiding in, or cars rolling through trees and running them down, breaking everybody's cover. It brings a nice tactical approach like from a PUBG game, but in a Battlefield style using the beautiful Frostbite engine. This is honestly a masterpiece, and I'm very glad that they made this game mode. Finally, after months of waiting for it, they finally made it. But it's not good enough to get an 8, 9, or even a 10, just because of the fact, like I said, you start off in this game with such a horrible looting system, and looting is probably the main thing that makes a Battle Royale game a Battle Royale game. That's what you do in Battle Royale games. You loot. And when you are down at an advantage and you can't loot a body quick enough, you make yourself very vulnerable to other enemies. And that's not fun at that point. It's very annoying and it gets obnoxious. So please, make sure the loot is spread out a little bit more. Like I said, they're going to fix this. It's not that big of an issue. The only reason I'm deducting points for that is that it should have been already fixed. That shouldn't have been an issue. They should have played the game and they would have known that was in there. Easy as that. But the rest of the points are just because I wish this was free to play. The fact that people still have to purchase this game just to get it, and I know the price is going to go back up to $60. It is 110% going back up to $60. If they just stayed at $30 and this was a $30 game forever, then I would have rated it like a 10 million, because I'm like, okay, this is a great addition for a game that's priced like this, and there's still future content to come out, future maps, future factions, future weapons, all these amazing things are coming into this game in the future. That's worth $30, but the game is sadly going to go back up to $60, and with the amount of content that's in the game right now, along with this game mode, it's just not there yet. In this game mode, the Firestorm game mode, just in general, just because the map is a little bland, the lack of looting and stuff like that, it just deducts some points. So a 7, I think, is a very solid number for this type of Battle Royale game. But make sure you leave down in the comments section on what you all would possibly rate this game. What do you even think of this game? Are you all enjoying Firestorm, or are you guys hating it? And also, have any of you guys purchased Battlefield 5 just because of Firestorm yet? I know I have a lot of Call of Duty fans. I don't know if any of you like Firestorm or thought it was pretty cool and when I purchased it, but I would love to know. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed this video, dislike if you absolutely hated it. You can always subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification button to be notified on all of my recent uploads. You can follow me on Twitter if you want to chat, and you can also catch me live streaming on Twitch at JBundaman. Thank you all for checking out another video, and I'll see you all in the next one.